go. Welcome once again to Conscripted, episode 30. At least I hope this is episode 30 after last week and we lost random episodes. Episode time. We rejoin El Party on a date that I am actually now missing. Because I don't have that open either.
I don't speak gnome. What's El Party?
Halfling is Spanish.
Damn it.
Close, though.
I was accidentally racist against the wrong race.
So, who remembers where we left off?
Steve's power had gone out, or internet went out.
That's true.
I do remember that.
Yeah, someone left to go get a tattoo. It was a mess.
In fact, her leaving to get a tattoo was what destroyed my internet.
What?
That's true.
No, we're
cursed
not
the game.
blaming me for this.
100%. 100%.
It happened
100%.
immediately after.
It was,
that,
you
so.
signed off and my internet was like, and Steve goes bye-bye?
That's so not my fault.
It was totally your fault.
People were getting rejected by their gods.
Whoa.
We had a roast session of the recently departed, kind of charactering. And then, but we added, we got a new party member. A wizard named A. Erebos.
A pretentious wizard.
And,
That sounds like fish.
I wrote a book about him that rivals the Candor's library book.
You just took down details.
Trying to go to a
Still says Arius on the layout thing.
What? Where?
Your, what do you call it? Overlay.
Oh, it does. Oh, it does. I'll fix that right now. Thank you.
Thanks.
I was just trying to mind my own business and go check out some temples, and I got just poof transported.
Given the tendency of violent spirits to manifest, it's probably the case that Arius is still in the Zoom with us. If I'm being honest.
I corrected it for you, John. Is that better?
No! Stop. Motherfucker.
I typed it as A-A-Revos.
Ah!
I can't even threaten anyone because I don't have any aggressive spells.
You're just gonna let Malzronakis talk about you like that?
I'll grease you all, motherfuckers. But yeah, you guys got to meet a semi-pretentious wizard who's made it clear he's not going to be your buddy yet, anyway, but I don't think you guys fully trust him anyway right now. Anyway.
I think the party's real debate is this guy going to be more or less annoying than Heracles?
That's a good question.
We're 100% instantly just no fourth wall breaking needed. We're just going to totally accept the wizard that is being sent to us from a wizard that spies on us all the time. It's it makes sense.
Look,
Well, to be fair, I mean, Arachnus is probably more trustworthy in my character's opinion than most of the other spellcasters he's met. So
yeah,
this being somebody from
Is he
him.
a spider?
Yeah.
He's openly spying on us and has told us on several occasions.
Yeah, this guy
spider.
being actually from Arachnid.
And I was going to say,
just butcher it more and more each time.
At least
Spider wizard.
some of my character's fears.
in terms of NPCs that we've encountered, he's been the most straight up and actual helpful, hasn't he? So I mean,
yes. Overall, he has been one of the most helpful NPCs, at least as far as information and willingness to work with the military, and on some of the other things you've said.
And in flat, he didn't just spy on us and not tell us. He literally said, I want to keep an eye on you guys, and this guy is helping you do that.
And he was like, "Oh, there's at least 2 other people spying on you."
Yep.
But that could be you tell someone something that's revealing and make them trust you, so you get more.
Look,
so it could be double layer manipulation.
I'm not going to tell you that this isn't a game that I'm writing, so that's very, very, very possible that that's what's happening. But it's totally not happening, guys. It's totally not happening.
Other than that stuff, though, we also went to blacksmithing and just kind of confirmed that Arius could come back technically, but he doesn't want to, and I don't think any of us want him back either. So
yeah, I think didn't Recluse basically steal his soul?
A Recluse? No.
Yeah, Recluse did.
God damn it.
Didn't he basically say, "I'm gonna take his soul"?
They've been gradually making it a different spider name. It went from Arachnus to Arachnid to Rakdos.
I thought he said a recluse.
He did say recluse.
recluse.
I was deliberately doing something different.
All right,
Rakdos.
he decide. He didn't say that.
Well,
did he?
because I mean, there's the recluse spiders. So.
Yeah.
Can we
and
stop
then
memeing for
slowly
a
it
bit?
turns into Beowulf.
All right,
Talking
meme's
about
over.
Beowulf?
Meme's over. God damn it!
Alright, no, that was alright, that was necessary. Okay. So yeah,
Wait, did he actually say he would like stop the soul or something if we did it?
No.
Is that a
No, I
real
think
thing,
he
or-
said that. He said that. Arius. God, why couldn't I remember his name?
Blacksmith
Look at
Inc. was willing to bring back Arius, but they bring him back as very evil Arius.
Right,
Yeah, and then
yeah.
Reckless was like, he'll agree to come back with me or something to that effect. And I'm
What?
like, did you already
I
talk
missed
to him?
that.
And he's
Really?
like,
Is that-
no, he'll agree.
Wait, who?
No,
would
he
agree?
was referring to Erebus will agree to come with us,
Yes.
like without.
I was talking
Oh.
about Erebos going with you guys.
Yeah,
Was what Reckless was saying.
Not Arius. That would be
Arius'
weird.
soul or something.
No. That
I
would
must
be
have missed the
super weird.
transition there.
Nope.
My bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
All right, so all of you can take 200 because all of you except Spinks can take 200 for that recap because everybody
Aw,
except
come
her
on.
participated.
No,
thought we were
it's
getting
that
negative
baby.
experience.
You can't remember my NPCs' names. Minus 100 for every city or name of a person. You fucked up.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
God.
Tom D
I might as
levels
well.
3 times.
Yeah, I'm like literally like level.
Yeah, Dan, I start making the campaign. You all go to Boawold, and Dan's like, you fucking piece of shit. 3 more negative levels. No,
Just gotta
alright.
catch up with Cassius.
Were we logistics at the end? Were we en route to somewhere?
You guys had discussed heading north to Mukmak to pick up the gem from them and bring it
Right.
back to Ereclus.
Yeah, that was right where we were when the internet went out.
Yep. So let us head on with that. By the way, this is the new Kazarim soundtrack. What do you guys think?
It's cool.
I don't hear it. Let me
Really?
I hear it.
see
I
why
do.
that is. Because I mean, I heard like the intro music. Shouldn't I hear this music too?
You should,
Some, like,
theoretically.
Should.
It is a
Sounds
little
like-
bit lower, though.
Sounds like some Lindsey Sterling.
It's not.
It just reminds me of
There's
it about the
literally no
violin.
violin. How is it Lindsay Sterling?
Is that not violin?
No, that's like lute and...
That's like a flute, yeah.
Are you gonna explain the
Nah.
spell you put on my sheet?
Yeah, I
Is
hear
that
it.
like a
It's
secret?
yeah, let's-
insanely low.
Let's go over it. Yeah, it is supposed to be kind of low. So you can turn up the in-game volume by going over to the master music volume and changing it from there. But I don't want it to be deafening.
No, I'm maxing it out now.
All right, that's fine. I'm not responsible for your ears.
Maxing
So,
it out at like 30%.
So on your sheet, you will find the first of your ancient spells, Ancient Expedious Retreat, Aravos. Ancient Expedious Retreat is so ancient spells have kind of a wild magic potential on them. So you'll be rolling a D100 every time you cast the spell. This is the version of Expedious Retreat that existed long, long ago, before the world kind of bent and reshaped the way effects of magic work. So this gives you a doubling instead of just an increase of 30% to movement values.
And why do I get this? Because I'm an elf or something?
This was given to you by Ereclus as part of your initial accomplishments with him.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Man, good lord, if elves just got ancient magic like that.
I thought that was like part of it because I could be older or whatever.
No, you're
Is
not
this
old
counted
enough
for
to have existed before that time. You're nowhere
Is
close.
this like outside my maximum learned spells? Because I don't think I have too many.
This is in your spellbook. You're a wizard,
Oh,
Harry.
right. I don't have a max. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's a. I have the max just because I haven't had a chance to learn anything else. But you've given me.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So that is something you got specifically from his like super secret, super valuable spellbook.
Awesome.
That is super secret and super valuable.
And it's something that your parents would have refused to share with you otherwise.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. Should I adjust my known spells? Is that going to mess with your spell point calculation or no? It goes up the per day, right?
Why are you adjusting your known spell? What?
'Cause technically,
Your known spells have nothing to do with the, So first of all, you don't really do known spells. You're a wizard. You have your spellbook, and what's in your spellbook?
Yeah, those are spells I know.
You can learn more than that, though.
You can
Like,
learn
add into your
infinite
spellbook.
spells as a wizard. You just
Right.
need the spellbooks for it.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, should I just not keep track of how many I?
Yeah, I would not bother with that. What you're gonna get annoyed by is if we get late enough that I start asking you, like, how many pages are you at in your spellbook, and I start making you carry around 30 of
like
them.
100 or something.
It has 100 by default, and each spell level is 1 page.
Yeah.
That's why you just got to get a book with unlimited pages.
No, I think that's supposed to like nerf you so that you can't just like have a million spells at your disposal all the time, right?
Yeah.
Well, by the time you're able to get 100
Yeah, you're pretty
spells,
strong anyway.
I should hope that you can either afford another spell book,
Of course.
or
Well, if you consider five 5th level spells is 25 pages,
That's-
6
Oh.
5th level spells, or 5
Okay.
6th level spells is 30 pages. Like, the numbers start adding up when you get to higher levels. Like, you basically have a book. If you get to 9th level spells, you have a book of 9th level spells.
yeah, I totally misunderstood for a minute there. I was thinking
Don't,
each spell
don't
was
forget
one.
all those pages that are only explosive runes, though, in there.
Yep. If you're a good wizard, you have
Mandatory.
trick pages. This book combusts when you read this page. The book of drowning your opponent. Anyway, we got some traveling to do, right, guys?
Yeah, we're traveling.
What you should do is you should just make it like a choose your own adventure book, so they have to go to different pages to find the rest of the spells.
All right. So, where do you, or I'm sorry, is there anything anybody wanted to do real quick before we leave town?
I don't think so.
Pierre would like his pay, if that is at all
Oh
possible.
yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
Bring up the calendar real quick. Because Pierre did not get paid for the 21st. No, actually, never mind. Pierre got paid on the 21st. It's not time yet. I'll take that back.
Pierre over here trying to get extra money out of us.
I already gave him a lot.
Yeah. All right, so off we go. Into the wilds. Let's get the right music going. It's cheesy jungle music. It's literally the name of this track.
Cheesy jungle music.
Cheesy jungle.
Oh yeah, sure is.
Is that a little loud? All right. So you guys are heading back up to Mukmak, and you will inevitably end up passing by the little hut that you saw earlier, the one here.
That was the one with the guy in it,
Soul
right?
Eater,
Yeah.
Soul Eater with
His house is now complete, and it has like a rather high fence around it, at about like 100 feet in each direction from where the house is. There is a like tall fence about 10 feet tall, made out of what looks like iron. And it's got
anyone
a
in character want to fill in like mine and Whitney actually probably doesn't even know what this is, and
yeah. Hey Erebos, do you know who this guy is? He's probably your buddy.
I don't actually know who this is, right? Some random dude. Right?
yeah, you're not familiar with this guy at all. You've heard Heracles talk about some very powerful like thing that's moved out into the wilds, but he's not really spent a lot of time looking at it. I mean, powerful things move out in the wilds all the time.
Yeah, your buddy here likes to eat secrets, but he hates thought.
Why would he be my buddy, good sir?
Don't all you wizards like to hang out?
Oh, this individual who owns this place is a wizard?
Yeah. He does some pretty crazy stuff, like spells that make him invisible to animals, even removes scent, puts it on people or his house. He had a ton of hammers built in this house when he was talking to us.
From his description, do I know these spells or does it sound like weird?
You've never heard of anything that in a wide area would make you just entirely invisible to animals.
Sense motive. Does Arvos actually know this guy and is lying to me?
Sure. Give me a sense motive.
Well, yeah, I was gonna ask if I can put.
He does not know this guy.
I was gonna say, like, do those things that Heracles told me about some random wizard who's powerful, going around in the wilderness? Would that give me any reason to think that that's this guy? No, right?
I mean, you would have I mean, he did mention the guy's like setting up in a specific place.
Okay, so like, I mean, if it's reasonable for me to like think about that comes to mind, then I'll just think about that. But I guess I won't mention anything right now. Do we have time to stop and talk to this individual? It seems like being invisible to creatures is something valuable that we should probably look into.
Last we checked, he wanted information we neither had nor were willing to give him. But you can share whatever miraculous knowledge you want with him. Maybe that'll
if
get
you
him
have
to
some
talk.
secrets, that we're unwilling to give him any.
Interesting. Well, if we have some time, I'd like to speak with
my
him.
head.
I mean, to be honest, I'd like to learn more about him.
Well, let's see what he's up to.
All right. So you guys can head to his house. Make sure this is the right track. Hold on. All right. So as you approach, Pierre will stay with the cart, and the gate will open for anybody willing to come in.
Oh, there's a gate.
Because it's a giant fenced off area with a large wrought iron gate that kind of swings open as you step in front of it.
Is the whole party coming, or are we all here? Or
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah, the last time I let you guys go off and negotiate with wizards, we ended up with the lash, so I am coming.
Right, yeah.
Look over at Sphinx.
Yeah, I don't know who's like leading the party up. I would assume it's Mal. Or...
I wouldn't be aggressive. Like, I assume you're the one that's like interested talking, but I am going with.
Okay. Is anybody specifically not going? I'm going to assume everybody's going unless somebody specifically says they're not.
Well, I mean, I think somebody should stay here with Pierre, unless. I mean, I'll offer to stay here with Pierre unless there's any objections.
No. Pierre will welcome your company.
Make sure nothing happens to him while we're in there, or they're in there.
Okay. The rest of you head on in. As you cross the threshold of the gate, you notice that outside of the gate looks much different. Objects are like, you don't see the party as people, and you don't see the horses or the cart as like objects. You see them as different colors of light. You can see the like harnesses on the horses, and you can see like that each of these things is slightly colored with a different coloration. And in the distance, you can see other like flecks of light here and there, but they all look very, very far away.
So you're saying like once we've passed the threshold and looking back out, This is
Yes.
what we see.
If you're looking back out through the gate, not if you're looking back out, like, with the door open, you see the world as it is. But if you, like, look through any part of the fence, I'm sorry, through the fence, not just the gate, you will see the world much differently on the outside. But the sun and the sky above still look the same as you look up towards it.
So wait, what's different about it that we're seeing?
So you don't see, like, physical objects when you look out. You see everything as, like, constructs of light. As if, like, the horses and the cart were physically made up of different colorations of light.
This isn't
Like pointillism, or
No, more like if you
Like stained glass.
not necessarily
like pixels or a pointillism.
No, it's more like it's just kind of like seeing them as like glowing outlines, but there's not so it's like shapes. So Ryan's comparison to like stained glass is kind of accurate because you see like the physical outline shape in that color, but you don't actually see like, you know, you can't see its eyes, you can't see like exactly what the object is. Yeah. All the details are kind of flooded by what the light is.
So this isn't similar to how looking at things would detect magic, right? Like it's not like seeing...
Some parts of it seem to be resonant of detect magic, but it is very different because it's seeing it would, if this were detect magic, it would be detecting magic and things that clearly don't have magic. Like the cart isn't magical, and you can see like little but you can see little flicks of light from within the cart that seem to be resonating off of what you would assume is probably something powerfully magical in the back of the cart.
Is there any like guards he has posted out here, or are we alone out here right now?
You are alone out there.
I'll cast detect magic on this thing that we're looking at.
Yeah, so you turn on your detect magic and instantly your eyes kind of like close in response to the heavy amount of magic that is coming from the fence itself. And as you kind of like bring your eyes open, you can see there's a very, very bright level of divination magic that is on this fence. And as you're looking through the fence with your detect magic on, things start to get very kind of woobly, like if you put on two pairs of glasses at the same time. Give me a fort save here.
Oh shit.
You hold back like the nausea that comes to you. And you kind of like look away to look at the building, or you can dismiss the detect magic if you prefer.
Yeah, I'll dismiss my detect magic at that point.
As you do like kind of turn away for a moment and you know prepare to dismiss, you do notice the house is covered in quite a bit of different magics. Some transmutation, some abjuration, and some enchantment.
So through the gate, I see a magic aura in the cart.
Yes, you see light glowing from the back of the cart. There's the light of the cart, and then there's another light kind of glowing above it. And Arius and Maldronicus, since you're both quite familiar,
dead.
I'm sorry, Aravos and Maldronicus, and Spinks, since you're all quite familiar with having used a lot of magic detection on the arcane sphere, you would recognize what's probably glowing back there is the corpse of the Iron Golem.
But I didn't even know they had this Iron Golem, so this is new.
You absolutely would have known they have this Iron Golem. The pieces of it are all laid out across... Well, there was something wrapped up. I guess you would see... So maybe you didn't see the Iron Golem, because they have all the pieces wrapped up individually.
I'm sure it would have come up in passing, though, like while we're traveling. Yes. But anyway. Yeah, I would just relate to the party that there's strong... This is clearly a very powerful caster who lives here.
Yes, it appeared that way. I don't know if he's necessarily a caster, much as he is something outside of this. I don't know. He gave me really weird vibes when I met him.
While you're all discussing, the door opens and a figure steps out, dressed in a long set of... let's see, hold on. orange robes. He has a set of lenses on at the moment. They are very kind of round and a bit thick. He has a headband wrapped around his head. And at this time, a couple of different stones rotating around him. He has a pair of rings on his fingers, and a rather bright amulet kind of shines beneath, slightly beneath the robe. Who? Oh, I remembered you. You're the ones who wouldn't share with me. How are you all? Oh, that you're new. Whom are you? And you're new. Two new. And you're missing one. You traded one for two?
The name is Aravos. My companions here told me they had past dealings with you, and you appear to be quite a learned man. I was hoping perhaps you'd be interested in conversing some more and perhaps trading some spells or learning from each other.
He looks you over from head to toe for a moment, and then he turns to Rada and does the same. You were going to speak? Please do.
No, I was gonna say something out of, like, not in character.
Okay.
I was gonna say while they're talking, I wanted to, like, be, just sort of sifting through my detect alignments until I, like, can pinpoint what alignment.
He comes up as everything.
That's weird.
And not just everything, but, like, very powerful everything. You want to trade for spells?
I heard you have powerful magics to conceal oneself from the beasts of the plain.
Yes, I do. And you would like it?
Well, depending on what you would like for it.
Where do you hail from?
Out of character, where do I hail from?
Kazarim is where you were last.
Krizizen, no.
But your family was in Krizizen.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Krizizen.
But you were
Yeah, so
living in
he-
Kazarim.
Correct, yeah. It sounds like he's asking, like, where am I from?
Mm-hmm. What would you consider where you're from?
Kazarim is where I did most of my studying thus far.
And you're very clearly a wizard of sorts.
Can I tell what he is? Like, does he look like a wizard, or he seems more like a scientist dude?
Very hard to tell. He doesn't seem to, like, be dressed like anything in particular.
Yeah, with that orange, he looks like a Harcourt the Magnificent.
Are you a wizard as well?
I have interests in magic. Yes. But I don't like titles. They're not friendly.
Well, what I'm getting at is, am I able to even learn your magic?
You'll be able to learn my magic. You can trust that.
Okay.
If, of course, you're valuable enough. Do you think you're valuable enough?
Well, of course.
What
No
can
value.
what can you share with me from your time on this world that has merit, that has value, that's worth what I could share with you?
What exactly are you asking? Are you looking for a spell? An experience? What do you...
Yes, an experience. Something special to you. Something extra special.
Am I able to, like, parse his words? Like, what exactly is he meaning by this? Like, is he saying, like, he's gonna take this from me, or is it, like, is he, like, well,
It's hard to tell. This is... I mean, you don't know what his magic is. You don't know what kind of, like... You know nothing about this guy except that he's standing here asking somehow to have some of your personal and deep thoughts.
Delicious, delicious thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yummy.
Well,
So he's looking for experiences in general, not just secrets.
He specifies that like it needs to be something that would be private.
Okay.
what can we speak plainly? Like, what exactly are you after here?
What do you know that other people don't, or what have you done that other people might not have?
And what do you plan to do with this? You just
I want it.
keep it.
It doesn't have to be taken from you forever, but it would need to be shared with me. And I'm not just talking about sharing in the way that you give me some of the details. I want to experience it as if I was you. I want the full thing. You'll relive it too, if you maybe want to. Or if you know something, perhaps I can make it so we both can see it. It'll be valuable to both of us. What do you know that you shouldn't know? What have you done that you shouldn't have done?
I'm sorry,
I
friend.
say yeah, and cross my arms and look at him.
Before we, how rude of me. I introduced myself, but you have not even given me a name. Perhaps before I divulge my deepest, darkest secrets with you, we get to know each other a little bit more. It's not very prudent to share your secrets with strangers.
He rolls out of his mouth an irrepeatable string of sounds.
Can I do a linguistics check to like?
Sure.
Oh,
That is
I
a
know all this man's
flawless
languages.
linguistics check. And you can hear that what he has somehow done is taken a number of the different languages and sandwiched them together to create some kind of, like, very peculiar noise. And you can, with that 28, say his name.
I will do so. Like like after he says, I'll like repeat it, like almost like a little bit showing off, like
Mhm.
oh yes, like I can say it, like kind of thing. Like,
He is very impressed as you regurgitate his name near flawlessly. I'm impressed.
should expect such things from a learned person as myself. I study many languages.
I expect nothing from anyone.
That's a little sad, but understandable. I don't expect much from anyone else either.
So, what do you know? What have you done? And he's like taking steps closer to you with every time he asks that question.
Can I make some sort of check to like, because I feel like it's like I just met this guy. I don't know if like Aravos would be okay with just like, yeah, this seems like very.
Perhaps I can just take a quick peek and try to find something that might be valuable enough.
I'll like wave my hand and say, no, no one parses through my mind without me. I don't even know you that well yet. I don't think this is it. I was only broaching the subject of trading of spells, not memories for you to search freely through my mind.
You will have no spells that I need.
You don't have a cost? There's no cost of coin for a spell?
Coin is irrelevant when you're where I am.
When I last met you, circumstances were a little bit different, but I find myself needing more and more to be able to mask my presence from these creatures that smell me everywhere I go.
He turns to you extremely excited. And what is it worth?
What is it that you want? You want to feel emotion?
What have you done that you shouldn't have? What do you know that others shouldn't know?
Can I, first, you were asking, and I asked the question first. What do you know? Do you know a spell That what keeps this whole place safe from the animals finding you? They could smell you. They can smell me.
He-
How do they not smell?
Reaches into his robes, and he procures a rolled scroll. This, of course. And he puts it away. It will work in anything you transcribe it to. You'll remember the exact motions if you just read it even one time, if perhaps books aren't your thing. You can even tell your little pets all about it, and they'll remember it for all time.
How does it work? Is it a thing that you always have? Is it something that you have to refresh all the time?
I have made something for myself that is more permanent, of course. It doesn't make sense to simply keep repeating the spell. There are days where I might not have the access I need to be able to recast it.
Because if I'm going to let you into the recesses of my mind, I need to know that it's worth something.
If you let me in, the scroll will be yours, and you can transcribe it as you please. It will last for quite a bit of time. I don't want to share too many details, though, because to make this spell what it is took a great deal of time and understanding and testing. A lot of secrets had to be kept and earned to finish this project. I assure you that afterwards, you'll find great value in it.
Fine. I'm done running from my past. If you want to see, then you can see.
What will you share? And he starts to reach his hands out. What will you share?
I guess my time in the Ryotion dungeons.
Okay.
Can I identify if he's casting something, or is this like an innate thing he's doing?
It does not seem to be that he is casting something. When he places his hands on Maldronicus's head, that name is like just gonna stick with me. His eyes kind of like glaze over, and his body starts to kind of barely hold itself steady as a flood of limpness kind of rolls down from head to toe. And Maldronicus, you re-experience every moment of what happened in the mountains. Every person that you couldn't remember slaying, you watch as something seems to take supernatural hold over you. You can hear that your words are not your own. You can feel in your mind that your mind is not your own. It is not you that has taken control during this scenario. Something is pushing your power beyond the realms which it could normally go. And it sounds like that female voice you heard speak to you once before, long, long ago. And it butchers every last one of the clerics, leaving nothing behind but bodies as you run out into the welcome arms of the Crimson Council. He takes a step back. Who was that voice?
Thought it was on her. Beginning to doubt that.
No. You, if that were the voice of Anher, you would be... Your mind would no longer be. That voice is...
Wait, hold on. Explain further. What do you mean my mind would no longer be if I heard on her? People talk to their gods all the time.
People talk to their gods, but their gods don't directly talk back. Their gods don't speak in a comprehensible language. They speak through riddles and metaphors delivered through the universe. This spoke. This took you and used you in a time of great need. You prayed to this thing, didn't you?
I needed something to get me through those times.
An ethereal female voice. Does anyone else, do any of the rest of you hear it, or just him? Something outside of the ears, but in them at the same time.
I shake my head. As like, no.
I must know this thing. Sphinx. In your head, you hear, tell this man nothing. This man could take everything.
Then I will also shake my head.
I will figure this out, but I will also keep my deal. And he reaches once more and hands you the scroll.
The scroll.
It.
I ask him, but you heard the voice too. It's not based on my memories. You felt it. It's real. I'm not crazy.
I
There's
certainly
a voice.
felt it.
Okay.
I have much work to do. I must find who this is. This is one I have not heard. One close to their realm. If you'll excuse me, I believe we're done for the day. Be gone with you, please.
I'm just gonna take a quick peek at the scroll just to make sure he didn't hand me some sort of scam.
Mm-hmm. It is a scroll. It is written in Draconic.
Yep. I also have read magic if I need to cast it.
Yes, you will end up needing to cast read magic.
But it looks like an actual functional spell.
Yeah, you can see like there are movements outlined on it that you're supposed to do like once you've completed the casting from the scroll. It's very weird how this is set up. Like the scroll seems to have a number of different ways that it can be read, and it seems to even have writing on it that you don't understand. Like it's got Draconic on it. It's got like another language kind of like blended in with the letters. And there's like very specific like actions and things that you would do as a scroll would normally lay out very clearly. And of course, words that match words that you know typically like reach beyond the reach into the lines and pull them through you.
Okay. If I seem satisfied with that he's given me an actual thing, then I would be happy to be on our way.
Everybody else taking their leave?
Yeah, I'll thank him for his time and try to repeat his
I'm
name.
hiding under the bed and waiting and watching.
At,
Yeah, I'll head out.
at this point, you can repeat his name.
I'll do like a little head bow and thank him, and then head out.
Okay. As soon as you get outside of the gate slams behind you, and you hear a.
Feels like I'm back with Heracles already. Maldronicus, not to be so bold, but I have talents in scribing scrolls. Perhaps all of the spellcasters may learn this spell from this one scroll?
I need to see what it actually does first, but...
Of course.
I do not know how, but that caster had every oh my god, my alignment. He was every alignment. I do not know how that happens but he shown of every possible alignment.
Oh, you are able to tell alignments by looking at people? I asked nervously.
Yes, I can. I'll like give you kind of like a side eye and then say nothing else.
Is it knowledge arcana to know if she can actually do this? Just by looking at someone, or what knowledge check is this?
This would be. This would really be more of a knowledge religion. You know that there are many people that are like imbued with the power of deities that have the ability to perceive the like sort of the reference point of past actions of a person, which identifies like how the world and the gods might see them at a very basic level.
Well, what I'm getting at is she doesn't need to cast a spell to do this, is what it sounds like she was saying, but
there's some level of they have to like do something to enable it, but it is not intrinsically a spell.
Okay, so it's something I can like she doesn't have on all the time, conceivably.
Yeah, it's not on all the time. It has to be switched on.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just like keep that knowledge to myself, I guess.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are you going to read magic now, or are you going to wait a little bit to take a look at the scroll?
I'd probably just do it when we're back on the road.
Okay. So let me double check here. One quick thing. Just want to make sure. I know certain things require a spellcraft, but otherwise it does not. Okay, good.
Well, it is a level 9 spell, though.
So this, as you get to traveling, is a spell that is sadly going to be just slightly out of your reach, but not for long for everyone. This spell is a 4th level spell, and it will allow in 4-hour increments of casting for a specific range, a range of about 200. It creates a aura effect that is 200 feet in radius, that makes any object any object within that area invisible to creatures with an intel of 7 or less.
I specifically asked him for something that makes it so they can't smell me.
It's undetectable. Sorry, I said invisible. It's undetectable.
Yeah, and we had learned that this makes us not have a scent from last time we met him.
Yeah. Because he's specifically not affected by the lions, he's specifically not affected by a number of the wild or semi-wild creatures that are out there.
Yeah, like, I was more like, because I knew this would be like high level to be completely invisible from shit that's like, well, like I basically just wanted to get rid of my scent from the animals, but I guess he mixed all that into one spell, basically.
Yes.
Ah, cool. Back to Dine.
Let me roll party perception. So Zeke, there is some good fortune on the last leg of the travel to Mukmak. Landing on the ground, not too about a few hundred feet away from the cart, is a Pegasus.
What?
And it just starts kind of grazing out in the field. And you happen to be looking in just the right direction, thinking, kind of going over your notes about A.A. Ravos. And you happen to glance up and you see this thing grazing out in the distance.
Yeah, I'll tap our cart driver on the shoulder, get him to stop.
Pierre will, like, as soon as you ask him to stop, he'll pull the reins. What do you see?
I'll make a silence motion and point.
He turns his head, and, like, his eyes grow crazy wide with excitement. And he thinks for a moment, and he, like, leans over to you, Maldronicus. Hey, may I have a moment?
You can speak freely, Pierre.
No, shh. May I have a moment? You all stay here. I'll be right back. Yes? Yeah. Shh. And he very carefully points where Zeke had pointed to the Pegasus out in the distance. What do you want to know about it?
Basically, I kind of know a lot about them just out of character, so can I just know, like, basically...
Yeah, at a 23, you would definitely know.
These creatures are quite rare. What are your plans with it?
I want to see if I can pet it. I think I can. I've gotten very good at dealing with animals.
Actually, with my knowledge of nature, are any, like, I don't know this actually, is there any, like, components you can use from Pegasus for spells and stuff that are valuable, or is there, like, valuable...
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but I imagine there could be.
Probably. I'll whisper to Mildronicus, these creatures are incredibly rare, probably worth a lot of money. We could use this for our travels, no?
Down. Mal, may I please? May I? Like, this is the most childlike you've ever seen, Pierre.
I gesture to him that he can try.
Okay. He will jump down, and he will make his way towards the Pegasus.
Can I ready a spell?
Yeah. What do you want to ready it? If nobody stops you.
I real fast want to know, I think I know this out of character, but I want to know if Ra would know anything in character. Like, aren't Pegasus, like, sometimes, like, revered by certain gods?
Not particularly in this world.
Okay. So there would be, like, no necessarily religious ramifications for harming a Pegasus?
Nope. I mean, druids might get really pissed at you for killing a Pegasus, but
druids are pretty much like all animals.
Yeah, and Delanrian's always pissed anytime somebody kills an animal, so...
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that...
So Pierre is going to try to sneak up to this thing. Sweet! So Pierre gets, like, real close to it. And then he starts, like, making these very soft kind of noises that you can just barely hear from where you're at. Oh, poor Pierre. Poor Pierre. And he starts to move in and reach up a hand. And as he reaches up a hand, the wings flutter. And the Pegasus heads off.
Wait, my spell!
Go ahead.
So, like, I don't know how this is all gonna work, but basically I want to stop it from flying away.
Okay.
The only thing I have... so, the area we're in, there's no, like... I was initially gonna web it, but if there's no anchor points or whatever for my web, I'm just gonna try and summon a monster.
Let me see. Let me see if there is anchor points. 1 sec.
Okay.
So I, like, disconnected, and now...
Oh.
Like, and then came back in and, like, through, like, lag or whatever, and now Ryan is just a black box for me?
Oh, Ryan's still there for me.
Yeah,
and I'm hearing, like, an echo.
Try to DC, yeah. Oh, that's why. No, Ryan, you're there. This is probably on Tom's side.
Yeah, no, I see Ryan now.
Oh, okay, that's very weird.
Yeah.
There are trees, Arius. Or Arabos. Your name is too similar to your other name.
Arabos. Yeah, so I'll try and web it as it tries to fly away.
Yeah,
All right.
Spider-Man.
It makes reflex, correct?
I don't remember.
Yep, reflex negates.
Yeah, you capture that wild Pegasus. and force it into captivity.
And you catch it. Pierre looks a little bit befuddled for a moment, but makes his way up as the Pegasus starts to freak out. Oops. I guess I'm going to take that roll because that's really good.
Hooray. He's going to handle that animal?
Yeah, and he is going to walk up, and he kind of starts brushing over over its mane. And he's now got himself stuck in the webbing, but he's going out of his way to kind of try to calm the Pegasus back down.
During this time, I'm going to look over at the party and say, we don't have much time. What are we doing with this creature? There's much to be gained by taking it.
By taking it?
I'm sure that alive or dead, this creature is worth a lot of money.
What are you intending on doing with this?
I mean, I would want to convert it to coin, is my goal.
So when you were doing all that alignment detection earlier, did he come up as evil? Because it sure sounds like it.
It's
Sounds like Arius has more layers right now.
Yeah, more layers and more syllables.
Are you all saying you want to release this creature, or what do you want to do with it?
I
I'm
don't...
gonna subtly turn on Detect Evil and just look around.
Subtly? You're casting spells, can I tell this?
It is not a true spell. It's like an innate ability I turn.
So let's have a little discussion though about this, right? Inquisitor, you are correct?
Yes.
Okay. I want to see exactly what theirs registers as.
I don't even think you can tell you can do that on PCs, I think, right?
You absolutely can. 100% can.
You what? Really?
Yes.
I thought there was a special stipulation in at least one spell that says you can't use the PCs.
No, your evil character is going to show up as evil.
No, I'm pretty sure, unless it's a 5e.
This is a supernatural class ability.
No, it is a spell-like ability. Supernatural abilities are SU, I think. SP is spell-like. Let me double check.
SCU.
Oh no, SP is SP is spell-like. So there is some action that you have to be performing that is very clear when you are activating this ability.
Not casting a spell.
So what is Aravos doing as she starts turning around her vision and starts scanning around?
Her name's Arvos too.
I mean, I'll just look at her oddly and say, "Are we deciding what to do with this creature, and why are you?"
You're just gonna stand there and let her look.
I mean, is she doing it directly at me? Then
she's turning slowly until she gets to you.
I will avoid her gaze.
Okay.
I guess.
So you start moving around and still talking at the same time. What are we doing with this creature?
I'll as you're doing what are you doing?
Why are we trying to capture this?
Just hiding behind the cart now. While he talks to us over it.
Why is this cart point showing up evil?
I'm gonna recast web again.
Web lasts 10 minutes per level.
Time?
Oh, okay, it's still going. Okay.
Oh yeah. Pierre is very excited he's getting all this time, but the creature is working to break free. I need to double check how it does.
While it's stuck, I'm gonna cast grease under it as well.
Damn.
While he's casting grease and not paying attention to me, I'm gonna look right at him.
Yep. That'll work. So he glows evil.
See what he's packing.
Well, while everyone's doing nothing, I'm literally going up to the Pegasus. I'm going to end this thing's life because no one's doing anything or saying. anything.
Pierre is right there. How are you ending its life?
Is he walking?
Well,
up
I'm
to
walking
the
up to do it.
Okay.
As after I casted grease.
He's
Pierre-
walking up to the Pegasus. I am gonna pull my gun.
Pierre steps in front of the Pegasus and puts his arms out. No, don't do this.
Well, I don't have a weapon, so I'm not. He doesn't know what I'm doing. I'm just walking.
You're walking with
doing there?
malice in your eyes as you come towards him.
The guy who just offered to either kill it or sell it, and then made sure that it's staying in that exact spot.
Yeah, Pierre is kind of slipping around and caught in the web, so he's not really gonna be any difficulty fighting you because he's just hanging out there kind of
I'm gonna ready
sideways.
in action if he starts moving. if he
My
like
back-
makes any gestures towards it.
My back is to the party at this point, so I don't know what you guys are doing.
Okay.
And no one responded when I'm asking, so I'm assuming no one
No,
cares either
I
way.
just
so-
said, I just asked you, what are you doing?
And I
like,
said I'm
what
going
are
to
you
go. I'm going to
Don't-
go capture the beast. Is what I said.
Do not take this
Like-
thing.
How do you
Why?
intend to do that?
Look at it.
Oh, I have a web.
It's a wonderful creation. Things like this don't often get to exist. There is very little majesty left in this world, and you would take this one from it?
This creature's worth several thousands of gold, I'm sure.
Money is
Yeah,
meaningless
how
if
about
you
you,
have nothing to look
want
at
it so
and enjoy.
How about you step back a little bit there?
Oh, now you guys found your voices. I was asking for what seemed like an eternity while my spells are going off, and no one answered. So you guys do not. You wish?
I
to just
thought
let
you
me
were
figure
just
out-
making the opportunity better for me.
No, not you, Pierre. The rest of the party. I was asking what to do with this creature. If you're all so animal, I didn't know you were all animal lovers. I'll
Well-
dismiss my web.
Well, I
If
asked
they're, like,
you what
threatening.
you wanted to do with it, and you offered to sell it.
Yes, I thought you all were military members and
When you
needing to.
dismiss the web,
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it
much
will.
about
It will.
this thing.
The horse will fall over. The Pegasus will fall over. I believe, as will Pierre. Yeah, as will Pierre.
I don't know if I can dismiss Grease.
It cannot be dismissed. It does not.
yeah.
Oh no, it does have a D. It can be dismissed.
Okay, yeah, I'll dismiss both at the same time then.
Okay.
I didn't know I could dismiss it.
Well, Pierre will get one last handle animal, or this thing is gone.
And Pierre's gonna end up on its back and fly away with it.
That'd be amazing, but it takes way too much to get to that point. Nope, it is gone. God, that sucks. He's a fucking plus 13, and I rolled a 3 and a 4.
What do you mean?
Yeah, apparently.
I'll look to the party quite annoyed. You all thought you were military members, and you are so concerned over a animal's life. I thought we needed
Sure.
resources and money to expand our survivability out here.
I don't know much about those creatures, but you were real quick to offer to get rid of that thing.
I mean, it's a horse with wings, to be frank, and we need. I don't know how much money you have, but I need more.
You real
we
that-
need more.
you-
we need.
really that
we need
hard up
money
for
to
cash?
sustain ourselves.
You that hard up for cash?
I mean, I'm sure that creature would. I mean, my knowledge of nature. Do I know how much this thing?
It would fetch a lot of money. You don't. I mean, you don't have appraise, so you've never actually sold one of these. But
Yeah. I'm,
now, no more knowledge natures are not going to identify how
Well,
much.
I
it's
wanted
worth.
to know if how much.
I just
knew
know this
about-
thing would be clearly
So,
valuable to someone.
You know, Cassius, that these things are quite rare. It's not very often. It's like a 1 in 100 chance of you getting to see these things, to see one of these.
1 in 100.
Yeah, like
Oh, I see
1 in
you were,
100
explaining that in
chances
character.
of seeing something.
Yeah, I thought you were explaining that in character. I was like, so if I see 100 things, one of them's gonna be a Pegasus?
No.
Okay, I get it now. I get it.
I guess I didn't get your goals outlined clearly before we set out and adventured, but I assumed that we wouldn't consider the life of a Pegasus over our own needs and wants. But if you all are of this mind, I guess I'll keep that in mind for the future.
Well, we don't know too much about you, and you were real quick to capture that thing and then head
I
on
asked-
over there.
We need to move quickly in these scenarios, and I openly asked what our plans were while someone else was casting another spell on me. It's a very unusual teamwork I'm seeing from this team.
I didn't
did
know
not
somebody was
cast it
casting.
directly on me.
You were casting stuff on him?
I casted nothing directly on anyone. I casted something on
I mean,
myself,
you,
technically.
the way Steve described it is that you were like eye visioning and looking at me. So I mean,
She eye visioned
I
away
looked
from you
around
and
at
then
the
started
entire-
turning around. I imagine
yeah, I
she
was-
does like the lighthouse effect, where she turns away from you, turns on the detective vision, and then starts doing one of these numbers. You know, I'm
well-
moving my arms like this, and if you
It's
get
hard
in
for
the
me not
way,
to-
it's your fault.
it's hard for me not to like meta. Then like I don't know what my character perceives from that. Like, I'm like a very I have like 19 intelligence and I'm a spellcaster.
Let's talk about something real quick, because
Yeah.
I wanna like break this. What does meta mean? Meta literally means taking information you can't know. Your character knows what I gave you in the check about detective vision. right? That some people have it. She's already said she had it. She took actions that looked like she was doing it. So you're putting together what sounds like a logical train of evidence to me to feel that way. Now she may not have. She may have just pretended to put her eyes up to her head up to her eyes and was like, "Yep, totally see that you're evil. Oh, look at that, the whole party's evil."
But wait. So that's what confused me. You said like she could pretend, but I saw like her eyes glow, or I saw something.
You were not focused on her.
Well, yeah, I was casting a spell.
You were focused on casting a spell and paying attention to the Pegasus, so you were distracted. She specifically said she like was partially turned away from you. So you may not have even seen her activate it, and you made no attempts to roll a perception to see whether or not you could.
Well, when I'm asking, I don't like to just roll things. I like you to tell me you want to roll, right? So when I said like I'm like I see her doing that, I would assume if I don't need a perception check, I assume I just know what I know, right?
You know that she turned away from you.
Okay.
And that your attention was not on her.
I did not know she was casting anything because I was not paying attention to her. But
Somebody say on her?
real quick, did I happen to catch which direction that thing flew off in, or?
Give me a survival.
Because I just want to make a real quick note of that in character.
Ooh, very poor survival. You're not sure. You lost track of direction in all the confusion that happened.
Drats. Not even like a north or a south? Damn.
No.
It didn't like fart out rainbows or whatever.
Pegasi do not fart out rainbows.
Oh.
Mal looks very unenthused by this.
Yeah, all I saw was you casting some stuff. I didn't see what she was doing over there.
Regardless, I don't know what happened. Do you want to just tell us, Radica, what you were doing? Or is this all secrets and...
Y'all are off to a real good foot here.
Does anyone know I did anything?
Well, I'm going off the I saw you do something weird, so I'm asking what you did. And I literally just, like, we were just talking about you being able to detect alignments and stuff, so...
Just like raise my eyebrows at you, like giving you like the look like, do you want me to?
I'm asking what you were doing. I was concentrating on securing what I thought would be a good prize for all of you, but it seems like you aren't interested in earning more coin to sustain ourselves. It's very curious.
There's nothing to infer yet.
Okay,
right now, you'd be inferring what you feel like you want to infer.
Okay.
Again, I will just state I did not.
I meant from
Perhaps in your times, in your studying your books, you think that coin will keep you safe out here. I can tell you it does not.
Yeah, that was more for her facial expression that she made at him.
These wildernesses are a brutal, brutal place. The only thing that will eventually save us is to be able to hide ourselves from these creatures. Until then, going around slaughtering some of the few beautiful sights left in these wilds isn't exactly something that I look forward to.
How close are we?
I need coin.
You're not far. You're only a few miles out.
What I meant from where it was at.
Oh, you're about 200 or 300 feet away from it. It was very close to the cart.
Huh. How far? Like, wait.
200 or 300 feet is really close for a Pegasus to get to.
Yeah, no, I just was remembering that in character. I don't know anything about that exchange that went down in there. So I was gonna say something, then I realized I don't know about it. So
we just picked up a powerful spell, and if you wanted to share that with all of us, scribing it is quite expensive. So not sure how much money you guys have stockpiled, but of course money will help. So I mean, if you want to let rare creatures like that just go, that's fine. I just didn't know. That's why I asked and casted non-harmful spells on it before. You have to act quickly in these scenarios, so.
Well then, what were you intending on casting on it when you walked up to it like that?
I was intending on subduing the creature so we may sell it or go from there. That's what I thought military members would be interested in, but
we're in the military to protect the lives of those that do not have the abilities to defend themselves, not to kill harmless animals. for sport.
It's not for
you were
sport,
gonna
but
you were gonna subdue that thing?
of course,
How so?
with magic.
Yeah?
Yes.
I mean, we got plenty of spellcasters here. You mind sharing with us how magically you were intending on doing that?
I mean, I just showed you I used web. It's a very fascinating
Uh-huh.
spell. You want me to use it on you?
Non-damaging, as far as I know. Doesn't look like
I
it
just
hurts
said
that much.
subdue. I didn't say I would kill it.
Okay, so
I don't know how much these things are worth. Maybe alive, someone would pay a very high price for it.
you're gonna keep the web there.
Listen, Cassius, was it?
Yeah.
It was clearly a misunderstanding. I thought you all were interested in procuring coin, and this was a very valuable asset I saw. I did not know that you valued the lives of lesser beings so highly. Now that I know, I will abstain from such actions in the future. Are we okay? Is this all right?
What did you say I knew about? You said they were extremely rare to see.
Yeah, they are very, very rare to see.
Do I know much about like their intelligence or anything like that, or? anything other
No,
than-
not with that roll. With that roll, you
Okay.
wouldn't have gotten all the details. Just some.
Lesser, huh?
Well, yeah. So, I mean, to be frank, not many creatures stand up to elves, but almost all creatures are lesser, but nothing to be ashamed of.
Got another one. Cool.
I probably made more gold smithing a small shop than I do in the military. I did not join the military for gold. Doesn't seem like a very lucrative career choice.
You mistake my words. What I mean is, gold can be exchanged for goods and services. So I was saying that creature represented future spells, costs that would help us further our goals in succeeding in military tasks that I was sent here to help you with.
Did he not?
In
give
fact,
you
we're
money?
here. Modest.
Jesus, boys, the Pegasus is gone. Can we just head into town?
I'm just
I
trying to
agree.
figure it out if
I mean, our
have any
task
other
right now
issues
is
going forward.
procuring a very valuable gem to perform powerful magics. So as you see, having money is very important and valuable. Anyways, it's besides the point. I didn't realize this was such a touchy subject for the group, so I will not do these things in the future. Are we okay? Can we do as the astute Inquisitor has suggested?
Sure, we'll quickly change the subject for you.
All right. The party will, after a few hours, you'll have to push on a little bit into the evening to get to Mukmak in time, or to get to Mukmak. But you're close enough that it's worth the rest of the trip. But when you arrive, Mukmak is much different than last you were here. Much of the shimmer and sparkle that once existed in the town has gone. There are significantly less gems that stick out of the buildings. Some of the buildings look as if they've had to have been kind of redone in their dirt and mud design. But the numbers here, there's still the same like kind of movement of the goblins roaming about Mukmak. Let me get the right track going as you come in.
Yeah, I'll be back in like a minute.
Okay. Well, we can take a short break here. So let's do that.
All right.
And then we'll talk about what's up with Mukmak.